Hey yo everyone, welcome to the stream. Welcome everyone, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Today we're going to be continuing part 2 of chapter 20, Across the Ruined Sea. And can't wait to get into it, see what is up, what's next in store. And yeah, let's get into it. Hand in hand. Ooh, playing as full Grey Raven this time. Let's go. Coincidentally, Lee and Liv bump into each other in front of the Babylonia HQ. Lee waves the document in his hand. Liv, are you here to submit the application too? Liv is slightly surprised. She chuckles and takes out an application exactly the same as Lee's. I guess it will be more convincing if both of us do it together. Let's try. Any extra help will be good. Over the past few days, they have been closely watching the battles on the surface. According to the information sent by Commandant and Lucia, the hetero creature attacks weren't as fierce as they expected, and could still be held off. However, the more manageable the situation is, the more likely a great catastrophe is approaching. Having experienced and survived countless battles, both Liv and Lee have to acknowledge this ominous presentiment of theirs. I don't know how to pronounce it. What does that mean? I don't know. They nod to each other, press the doorbell of the HQ and walk forward, only to find another guest already inside. Karenina is standing boldly in front of Nicola's office, hands on her waist. The Omega weapons have all been assembled and modified. The engineering force can join the fight too. Nobody knows the Omega weapons better than us. If a large-scale quantity of Omega weapons is required, like that Commandant said, we can monitor the process and significantly increase the chance of success. Bianca was lost for so long. We can't rescue her if the red tide isn't cleared up, Commander. Please let us go! Nicola lets out a sigh. He looks at the application that skipped multiple levels of authority to be directly delivered to him, then stares at Celica. I tried to stop them, but it didn't work. I really tried. Feeling Nicola's anger, Celica sensibly steps aside, but still gives Karenina and others an encouraging look. No, how many times do I have to say this? Remain on standby until the HQ has finalized the strategy. Besides, what can the two of you possibly do? Unable to think of something to rebut, Karenina just bitterly stares at Nicola. Count us both in then. Lee and Liv walk in and stand next to Karenina. We'd also like to go to the service to help with this operation. I kept two of you out of this battle to protect you. We can't let the users of the new specialized frames take such a risk. You need to understand your importance. This decision was also based on the opinion of the Grey Raven Commandant. Lee wants to say something, but Liv speaks first. But Commandant is also a vital part to the new specialized frames. We would have died long ago without that person. No. Our ending might have been even worse than death. Liv knows the significance of new specialized frames more than anyone. It was a risky bet, but she was only one step away from destruction. If everything goes all over again, she could have lost everything. Maybe one day, no, not just Lee and myself, other constructs are able to use new specialized frames. I'm sure Commandant will become their most important assistants. Lee looks into Liv's eyes and nods. He understands what she's trying to say. Liv and he might not be able to successfully change into specialized frames, and failure often leads to death. Commandant will have to bear the future of mankind in that case. How can we talk about the future if we lose the present? Nicola closes his eyes. The rest of the people cannot tell what he's thinking. They can only wait in silence. Celica? Selka did not expect her name to be called. She quickly runs to Nicola. Yes, Commander? Get me Scarab. Selka quickly looks up her mission record table. She has no idea why Nicola suddenly mentions the Scarab Squad. But the only Scarab member in Babylonia is Yata. She is currently in an event with Harley Joe, her temporary commandant. That will do. I remember she has shuttle piloting experience, and she's a good fighter too. Harley Joe is experienced in ground surface battles. Put him in as well. Let's go, Yata! Let's go! Nicola pauses for a moment, then continues to speak. Send another order to Cerberus, but their commandant, Murray, isn't fit for surface operations. Let me use the remote link. Murray. Lee has almost forgotten that his little brother is already a commandant. Before he realizes, Murray has become a crucial part of Babylonia. Commander, didn't you just agree with the operation? Nicola laughs sarcastically. He looks at Karenina and shakes his head. It's not about whether I agree or not. The HQ's original plan has already considered utilizing all available resources. Still, there is one last problem. May I know what that problem is? Alright, let me explain to you. We don't have much time, so I'll just be brief. Nicola turns on the tactical projector. It displays all sorts of information near Copperfield Aquarium. The vast amount of crimson dots represent enemies. A high number of hetero creatures have gathered around the red tide that has entered the bottom of the sea. They aren't as widespread as last time, but have a higher concentration. Karenina rests her chin on her hand. Think about the distribution map on the screen. If that's the case, we can't easily break through if we have the latest shuttle engine. Are you implying we must detour? According to a report sent by the Grey Raven Commandant, a large humanoid hetero creature seems to have appeared in the central area, with a large quantity of hetero creatures spawning around it. I don't think it will be feasible to take the land route either. Still, I have to give you credit for coming up with an idea other than direct confrontation. Well done. None of your business. No, actually we need a frontal breakthrough. As long as we can gather enough manpower, it will be safer to cross the flying hetero creatures as a large group. Lee zooms in on the map and concentrates on looking for a particular set of coordinates. IR-22, 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 it's really here! If we enter from this airspace, we can fully utilize the acceleration power of the new engine to loose most of the flying hetero creatures. Then we can reach this ground location that is relatively closer to where the red tide enters the sea. Here, can you see? There's a valley that connects to the entrance to the sea directly. Humans will probably set up an ambush, but hetero creatures don't have that thought. And here we can avoid engaging a large number of hetero creatures in open space. Lee suddenly realizes everyone is listening to his analysis. Lee? Keep going, don't worry. Nicola waves his hand, telling him to continue. If, this is just an assumption, we can split into two groups after passing the flying hetero creatures. The first group should deliver the Omega weapons to their destination as soon as possible, while the second group will go to the surface to seek all available forces that can help. Are you saying that Babylonia alone cannot stop this disaster? Correct. We need to use everything available. Lee does not know why he's feeling that way, but he's quite certain that the situation is about to change drastically, perhaps just in a few hours. The HQ also plans to send forces in a large group to break through the enemies. That's why you're all involved, but we will also take Lee's plan and the coordinates he mentioned into consideration. Now the question is whether we can find enough breakthrough forces. They better have real combat experience. We really are short of hands now. Rosetta is in the engineering force at the moment. She also wants to be part of this operation. Count her in. Good. Now the engineering force also has a standard squad, but we need at least one more squad of constructs. Nicola's fingers knock on the desk as he thinks of possible candidates. Dark Ares is still in maintenance. That squad has a lot of unstable factors, but I have no time to worry about Hassan. He will take care of the Parliament. Finally made up his mind, Nicola nods and stands up, facing everyone else. We have faced numerous sudden disasters, but this time we have done everything we can. I want a perfect mission. Save everybody you can save, and stop any disaster that you can stop. Nicola nods at and looks at the center of the tactical map, where the red dots are. Get ready. Assemble in the shuttle hangar in 120 minutes. The first wave of hetero creature attack from the Red Tide has been neutralized. The Omega weapons are also deployed. However, the number of hetero creatures keeps rising. Endless hetero creatures are rushing out from the sea like real waves, eroding the defense formed by Omega weapons continuously. Hey, the Omega weapons are wearing out. You there, move more Omega weapons here. Vera blocks the hetero creature's attack from a few isolated Purifying Force members with her katana, then slashes one of the enemies in half. The Purifying Force members don't seem to be following Vera's order. Just listen to what she said. Do you think you're better than her? The Purifying Force members look at one another, then put their weapons away and start doing something that they aren't necessarily good at. Heh, good judgment there. Without good judgment, I will die. Then you should go help them. I'm all good by myself here. Vera pokes the katana into a thick armored hetero creature, but is unable to pull it out as the blade is stuck inside the armor. Behind the rocks, Vera! Another hetero creature was heading behind the rocks and got washed into the shore. Seeing Vera is in trouble, it quickly charges at her. Vera lets go of the katana and blocks its attack with the folded offhand blade, but the creature quickly wraps around her body. Just when Vera's infection level keeps rising, someone hurls a katana over, impaling the hetero creature to the rock. It was the Purifying Force soldier named Isarius. I'm not going to move the weapons because I'm a little stronger than them. Besides, fighting is the only thing I'm good at. Isarius steps on the struggling hetero creature and cuts it in half with Vera's katana before returning it to her. We shall see. The coastline defense should be fine for some time. Commandant, according to Wanchi's observation, the giant humanoid seems to be walking towards here slowly. Right, it's probably attempting to get on the land. The humanoid purpose and origin are still unknown, but the current speculation shows if it ever gets on the land, it will devour all lives along its path and turn the land into a dead, scorched earth. Commandant, have you noticed it? Right, it's getting windy. Rain starts to fall, and the wind gradually picks up. Soon, gales with cold rain begin to hit the coastline. A storm is imminent. This time, the weather is not on the human side. The storm churns up crimson waves that splash on the defense formed by Omega weapons. Countless hetero creatures have crossed the defense line, charging towards the humans. Spread out! Protect the Omega weapons! The center of the coastline is most severely damaged by the waves. The Purifying Force members have no time to respond before the positions are stormed by a sudden wave of hetero creatures. Within seconds, the coastline defense has a breach, exposing the temporary command center with lots of Omega weapons stored inside. Dozens of hetero creatures are rushing towards you. It is too late to evacuate. Commandant! Commandant, get down! Hearing the shout from behind, you almost instinctively squat down as much as possible. In the next split second, a storm of bullets flies over your head, blowing a few hetero creatures into pieces. Lee! Lee gives you a quick nod as he races past. He's heading towards Lucia, who is also coming over. Both of them are driving the hetero creatures into the encirclement. You suddenly feel a pair of slim yet strong arms. They help you get up. Are you hurt, Commandant? Shake my head. Liv still insists on giving you a quick full body scan. Her frown eyebrows have brown eyebrows have finally relaxed. I'm not the purifying force. Understood. Leave them to me. I'll try my best as always. Hey, Lamia going on off in the background. You love it. You love the Lamia. You love the Lamia sound check going off in the background. You love it. Love to hear it. Liv then picks up the medical kit and heads to the front line, along with her Levi guns that are already on standby. Compared to the giant waves, the fighters in the battle may look insignificant, but to those in the command center, they are greater than any tide. The 3 Grey Raven members are equally insignificant compared to the berserk, bloodthirsty hetero creatures, but when they stand alongside one another, nothing seems to stop them on the battlefield. Let's go! Lee, like usual, I attack and you cover me. Understood. Liv will support us from behind. Leave this to me. It's been a long time since we fought together last time. Yeah, although it's not something worth celebrating. It's nice to fight with you and the commandant. You two still remember the collaboration tactics, right? Then let's go. Let's go.
Your orders, please.
Damn, let's go! Let's go! Grey Raven back again!
I'm fine. Is this all I have? I'll do my best. Now perish. Out of the way! I shall pave a path.
No more enemies, let's go! Grey Raven, no wonder you are the elite squad. You punishing force don't even know how to say thank you? Lee, never mind. Let's fight together. Hey, purifying force, join and let's go!
I'd advise.
Grey Raven Commander, what should we do next? Enemy eliminated. It's all going well.
I'd advise giving up.
I shall keep an eye. Take this!
Still trying to run.
Let's go! Hey yo, this is actually pretty fun. So this is their boss, typically disgusting. Watch out. Don't worry, it's just a scratch. Defeat him, and then we can split up and take care of the other enemies.
I'd advise giving up. Hit! Justice Captain.
Save and flash! Take this! Out of the...
Your orders, please.
Be my slave! Blue! Take this!
Your orders, please.
May the stars light your path towards the abyss.
Hey yo. Why did it freeze all of a sudden? Cover me, Lee. Already on it. Lee continues to shoot with one hand while loading a high explosive magazine with the other. He fires high temperature flames that can evaporate seawater toward the area with the dense hetero creatures. Through the breach Lee created, Lucius launches at one of the Omega weapon deployment points. The Hedo creatures that were burned by Lee's flames are instantly frozen by her chilling cold. Let's go! Grey Raven back together! You'll love to see it! Set up the Omega weapon now, Liv. I got this. Coordinates are already recorded. Holding an Omega weapon, Liv runs towards the defense position and swiftly installs it into the encirclement that was damaged by Hedo creatures, restoring the coastline defense. But how long can the Omega weapons last? After the battle, the Omega weapons are almost used up. Their defense will not last long if the weapons are not replenished. You don't need to worry anymore, Commandant, because you see an engineering force transport truck rapidly approaching. A girl is driving it. Karenina from the engineering force? Yo, Grey Raven Commandant, the backup Omega weapons are here. The truck comes to an abrupt stop. Karenina impatiently jumps off it, along with another girl you have never met before, coming down the rear seat. Nice to meet you, Grey Raven Commandant. This is Teddy. She can handle all system-related problems of the Omega weapon. Karenina will take over whenever you need violence. That sounds very reliable. Teddy gazes around with an evil grin. I heard you were speaking for Karenina in the Parliament. She was quite thankful for that and kept talking about how to repay that favor. What? I never said that, but I don't like owing someone a favor indeed. At least I can repay it this time. Just let us know if you need anything. Don't just count me in. Alright, you can fix these damaged Can you fix these damaged Omega weapons first? That's a lot. You're definitely not holding back. Just then, Camus sends a commerce quest. He's been watching the outer area. Hey, the Omega weapons you deployed on the sea are being attacked by Hedo creatures. A lot of them already seem damaged. Do you want to do something about it? Camus points the camera on his terminal to the sea. A lot of Hedo creatures are already recklessly charging towards the encirclement of Omega weapons. They will not last long. Where's your lifeboat, Vera? Hey, number 21, where's our boat? Hey, Noctis, where's our boat? It's all rocks here. The boat's stranded at the shore. I could just crush all these rocks. You hear that, Grey Raven Commandant? We hardly made it here, and the boat's already scrapped after that tough voyage. Hearing your conversation, Karenina suddenly remembers something and smiles. Worry not. After splitting with us, Rosetta went to the Arctic Route Union seeking help. She should have arrived now. Thank you. I actually thought that as a forest guard, given all those berries in the past, I would be rejected. Ha! Did you learn this politeness from the guys in Babylonia? Right, Rosetta, you don't need to be so polite. If this ocean is contaminated by the red tide from now on, the Arctic Route Union will probably be devastated, given that it almost completely relies on the ocean to survive. We're just helping ourselves after all. You don't need to hold back. Just use us as much as you need to. Exactly. There's no more berries now. We're all on the same ship, hunting the same big fish. The captain gazes into the distance. Not far away, the giant humanoid is still relentlessly heading toward the land. I guess this fish is too big for us, however. The captain swings his hand forward. A large harpoon quickly fires out, piercing a wandering Hedo creature. We can still tackle some of the little ones. Rosetta smiles. She lands on the ship's bow, pointing her spear at the enemies that she's about to confront while whispering to herself. Commandant, this time I will fight for myself, and I'm not alone. Everybody in the ARE will fight for themselves. For the future. Yo, let's go. When we are together. Ooh, only live this time? Okay. The storm continues. Endless rainfall has reduced visibility to a minimum. But the most terrifying act is the number of Hedo creatures. has not reduced at all. They seem to be But the most terrifying fact is that the number of Hedo creatures is not reduced at all. They seem to be as endless as the rain, and equally ruthless. No matter how many Hedo creatures we have killed, the next wave always comes straight away. Are they really not afraid to die? How's the defense? Not much different. We can forget about taking back the defense positions. In fact, the red tide keeps approaching the coastline along with the rainfall and waves. Our flanks have moved back to almost 200 meters. The defense can hardly be maintained if the forces retreat even further. It was only established in a rush and will not take long to be breached. What about you, Chrome? The east side is not looking good. Kamui, I and the Purifying Force can barely manage the Hedo creatures that broke through the Omega Weapon defense, but... Another Omega Weapon is failing, Captain. Help me! Chrome strives to freeze a few Hedo creatures approaching the defense. Kamui instantly smashes them into fragments with his greatsword. Still, their attempts seem futile. A lot of Hedo creatures have brought the red tide into the beach through the breach. Enduring the corrosion of high-density punishing virus, a Purifying Force soldier has installed the Omega Weapon that took a lot of effort to be shipped here, reinforcing the defense that has almost collapsed. Wanchi pulls him back just in time. He quickly checks the soldier and shakes his head. Not good. The infection is almost reaching the threshold. I need to fall back and give him first aid to contain the infection. The Purifying Force soldier trembles from agony, but he never makes a sound. Okay, Kamui, take Wanchi's position for now. Got it. Remember, don't change the shooting parameters of my rifle. Chrome slicks his hair back for better vision in the downpour. He looks back at the terminal. Sorry, Commandant. I don't think I need to tell you the situation. The Omega weapons are consumed way faster than we expected. We are still severely short of hands to set up defense. Understood. Teddy takes off her headphones. Watching the changing number, she connects to Karenina's terminal. Oi, Karenina, we still have a lot of Omega weapons reserved, right? Can we send them here in time? No bloody way. Thanks to the stupid weather, the truck can't drive through a lot of sand. We have to manually send Omega weapons to the front line. We're severely short of hands. Controlling the gravity nearby, Karenina carries the container with more than 10 Omega weapons inside all by herself and runs to the front line. Still, the Omega weapons are being consumed way faster than they are supplied. As the red tide continues to invade, the line of defense will only extend. Available forces are also being compromised by the red tide and Hedo creatures. The lack of manpower will only worsen over time. Just a little longer, Commandant. Another squad is on its way. One squad is nowhere near enough, but at least it could buy the wounded soldiers some time to recover. Good news. Which squad is that? It's Commandant Simon's Dark Ares. They just finished restructuring, though. They can be relied on indeed. Never thought Commander Nikola would agree to send them in. Are you talking about Dark Ares? Is supposed to still be in maintenance or known's abnormality? I would say both. He had his plans. Another watchdog? They are helping us, as long as they have come down to the surface. Commandant, another wave of Hedo creatures coming. We need your order. This time, I'm afraid the attack skill is greater than ever. Everyone, protect the Omega weapons. Impact in 30 seconds. Lucia stands in the center, alongside her comrades. Facing endless enemies, she draws her katana. The red tide of despair is swarming over. Behind them is the battle-worn Earth. Nobody wants to take one more step back, for there's still hope in this land. Let's go. After escaping from Copperfield Aquarium, the survivors have returned to their camp. Barely over 10 people in this organization called Scarlet Revelation have survived. They are lucky to be alive, but living in this world may just be another misfortune to them. Ouch, don't move. The old refugee twitches in pain, almost causing Lillian's arm serum to drop. Causing Lillian's serum to drop. I'm sorry, oh god. The agony has taken away the refugee's sanity. Severe punishing virus infection has left festering wounds all over his body. Another female construct is leaning on the wall, watching him apathetically. She cannot understand. Dark Ares' top priority is supposed to be helping the coastline, yet Commander Simon just makes them wait here. Don't waste serum on him. The infection is out of control. Even if we save him, we can't keep the limbs. Palma takes the remaining serum from Lillian. Let's go, we have more urgent missions. But he's in pain. I can give him relief. Palma raises her hand. Before she swings the arm blade, a dagger suddenly strikes at her from behind. But she is able to react and immediately steps aside before it hits her. Good reflexes. Maintaining a defensive stance, Palma looks up, only to find the bold attacker to be the leader of the Forsaken. Let's go, Watanabe! Let's go! What's going on, Watanabe? Hearing the incident, no one in Commandant Simon of Dark Ares rush in and see the two confronting each other. Forsaken? Known? What on earth are you doing? Watanabe, this is Captain Palma of Dark Ares. A captain who kills refugees? There must be some misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? How about you explain first why you're with the Forsaken? Will you believe me if I say it was just a coincidence? Oh, so you made us wait at the door for you to bump into him coincidentally? It was actually Lee's advice. Of course, Commander Nicola also gave his tacit consent. The Grey Raven Commandant knew the Forsaken would be coming to help, and wanted us to meet him here. What? Lee? He asked you to meet the Forsaken? Yep, I knew Watanabe before I became a construct. Grey Raven just happened to know it too. With the Forsaken? Right. Now, I think more help is always more appreciated. We may have different beliefs, but our goals are the same. Captain Palma, can you pass that serum to me? Palma reluctantly tosses the serum to Noan. He and Watanabe hold the trembling old refugee together and give him the injection. Seeing this, Scarlet Revelation's leader, Grace, walks over and bows to thank them. No matter what, I must thank you for doing this for him. May God's blessing guide your way. God. Watanabe looks at the Gurkha knife in his hand. He can never forget his friend, Bruce, who died in a church on the snowfield. God created humans, but also the punishing virus. It twisted the will of the devout, trampled the resolve of the brave, and ultimately destroyed the faith of the kind-hearted, leaving only endless suffering to mankind. Instead of believing the words of God, I would rather believe the will of humans. Of course, it was just my personal habit. Habit, do you really believe in that God? I believe in everything that we can rely and hope on, but be it God, divination, or the red tide. Or the person that can become our hope. Ha, you are so miserable, Scarlet Revelation. You are not even fanatic believers. You may as well call yourselves the Church of Anybody Help Me. Why didn't you fight for it earlier? Fight? Of course we wanted to fight. Look at our powerless hands and these bodies of flesh that cannot be turned into constructs. We were not chosen. All we could do was to be crushed into pieces by those monsters. All we could do is to keep running away. We were sick of being drenched in fear and hated our incapability. All those emotions had turned into a hatred that could not be let out. This faith is the only thing we can rely on. But if the contamination of the ocean will reduce our living space even further, I'd rather bet this life that can be lost any time on this opportunity to unleash our fury that originated from fear. Do your believers also think that way? No, some are unable to understand, but I told them it was a test that God gave us. Besides, we have his promise. If this battle is a success, we can have our new future. Who is he? Oh, he must be known. He always likes to use his hope to persuade others. No, not me. It was Watanabe. I'm but a construct in Babylonia with no right to make decisions. How can I make a promise about someone else's future? Fine, whatever, but... Commandant Simon. You don't need to avoid me and go the long way next time you want to seek external help. I may have worked in the purifying force, but I won't attack a Forsaken at this point in time. She puts away the weapon and leaves. Known. What's the matter? Nothing. I'm just not used to this name of yours. When you were introduced to me, I never thought Shrek would be a fake name. He frowns at the young male construct. When I bid farewell to you on the train, I thought it was the end. I just thought I lost another Forsaken comrade. Nice! They finally acknowledge this. Yes! They acknowledge that Watanabe knows known. Thank you! You love to see continuity. You love to see continuity. Well, at least you're still alive. You can always come to the Forsaken if Babylonia doesn't want you. I can't unhear that, Watanabe. It's okay, Commandant Simon. I won't go back to the Forsaken. Given the connection between me and the Ascendants, I would only bring danger to Watanabe. It's your future. You decide it. Shall we keep following Yatta? What else can we do? My order is to observe deck areas and monitor their contact with the Forsaken. Observe? I thought we were watching over them. There's no need to send them to the surface just for that purpose. Hey yo, let's go. Yatta's back. Let's go. Yatta playable when, Kuro. Yatta playable when. As long as there's nothing abnormal, we can just follow them and join the battle. Our priority is to assist the combatants. Harley Joe has received the latest update on his terminal. He quickly finishes reading it and frowns. What's the matter? Grey Raven just reported a large number of hetero creatures attacking the defense. There's no time. We must go now. Simon has probably got the message too. It's sent to all commandants, of course. Of course he'll get it. See, they're already preparing to head out. Alright, let's go. A raindrop falls on Yatta's mask. She looks up at the muddy sky. The storm is coming. Lovely Lady Revelationist. Are we really going to follow their truck and fight so many monsters? Of course, that is God's revelation. Remember what I told you? This is a test. Correct. My divination has also shown the same conclusion. We will be victorious. Really? If the Revelationist also says so, we will be fine. Let's go together. Yeah. The divination or so-called revelation may all be a lie. Still, it can inspire the crowd at this very moment. Our hearts are so fragile and sensitive. There's nothing perfect about them, but that's why we need each other and a faith. We need someone to tell us that tomorrow will be better. After the most fierce wave of hetero creature attack, the coastline defense is once again in a stalemate. The only difference is that each move of hetero creature is slowly but surely eroding the humans' battle line. Thanks to the support of the Purifying Force, the Omega Weapon defense on the west side can barely be maintained, but the east side, which with relatively weaker strength, is on the brink of total collapse. The battle was meant to be a small defensive operation, but before anyone realized, it was turned into a large-scale trench warfare. The beach is totally exposed and lacks cover. Soldiers can only rely on the Omega weapons in front to shield themselves. But when the supplies cannot keep up with the consumption, all of the effort will end up in vain. Commandant, only 30% of the Omega weapons defense on the east side is operational. Strikehawk plans to launch a quick assault with the less wounded soldiers of the Purifying Force. Hope we can take back the battle line. No, abandon the east side. Let's fall back. Why, Commandant? If we do that... Chrome pats Kamui's back and shakes his head. He just stares at the battle-worn Purifying Force soldiers. Even if we take the line back, we may not make it out of here. Besides, we don't have enough hands to redeploy the Meg weapons. Correct. Maybe the only option we have is to let them spread on land. Holding the battle line may result in a great loss. It is more sensible to keep the strength and wait for an opportunity to strike back. If only there is one more squad. You can attack the hetero creature's flanks when they enter the valley on the coastline. Your terminal suddenly receives some noise. The signal comes from the east side, near Strikehawk. Alright, the interference is gone. All comes back to normal. Harley Joe? I'd love to chat with you, Chief, but I'll leave it to Dark Garys to do the talking. They were first to depart and should not be too far away from you. Dark Garys. Greetings, Commandant. We decided to come first. Commandant Simon was supposed to do the briefing, but he was a little car sick. Lillian's taking care of him. Hope he gets better. Apart from the 4 members of Dark Ares, there is Yatsa from Scarab and Commandant Harley Joe from Woodcock, as well as 37 from the Forsaken, including Watanabe. A total of 43 combatants are moving to help with the coastline defense, where the Red Tide is. The Forsaken. Watanabe is here too? Great, just in time. You nod to Teddy. She opens the tactical map and locates the coordinates of east side's breach. Please move to the area between MN6 and MN8 and intercept the flank of hetero creatures. Alright. Also help Strikehawk to organize a counterattack if possible. No problem. Still, I need to remind you, based on the calculation of my program, even with the extra dozens of combatants, the Omega Weapon defense won't sustain prolonged operation. We have more than that. Are there other helpers? Yes. No one looks behind himself at the horizon with a little eagerness. The sky is full of dark clouds, but he knows that that is also where the sun rises. They are here too. Following None's vision, you also look back toward the end of the valley that leads to the coastline. Under the sunlight bordering the dark clouds, you see many moving figures. Hey, yo? Yo? Nice art, man. That's nice art, man. PGR has some awesome art. The leader holds her twisted steel staff high. Following her, many more are charging toward the coastline defense. God has always been guiding us. In the past, He gave us many trials, but also redemption. He kept us alive. We have transcended the trials to prove that we are the chosen ones. Grace points her staff at the endless hetero creatures on the coastline. His enemies now stand before us. This is a fight we must take on, and we shall end it once and for all. Now take your weapons and follow me. The crowd makes a thundering cheer. More refugees have shown up at the end of the vision, rushing toward the coastline wielding all sorts of weapons that they got from the Forsaken. Such is the fury of all the cowards that originated from their fear, and the courage that unites them all together. They may be insignificant, but right now they have the strength to shake the sky and the sea. Individually, the refugees aren't that strong, but their number can really help the shipment of Omega weapons. It's time to strike back! Right, the victory of this battle as well as our lives and future. We're all counting on you, Commandant. I shall make decisions with even greater caution. I believe in you. If it's Chief, everything will be alright. What exactly did Simon teach you? All sorts of legends? None smiles, as if he is saying this is an encouragement. The east side defenses have been breached by hetero creatures. Even with Dark Ares and the Forsaken, we won't be able to take it back in a short time. Getting refugees involved on the surface at any point, at this point of time, I'm afraid it will result in many casualties. I see. Is there any other way? Let me try. Rosetta, do you copy? Yes, Commandant. Can you spare us one ship from the ARU? Sure. The storm has calmed a lot, so the pressure we're facing on the sea has significantly reduced. Wait a minute, are you trying to get the refugees to the east via the sea? Wouldn't that be more dangerous? Teddy suddenly stops talking. She thinks again. Actually, no. The hetero creatures may come from the sea, but most of them are moving to the coastline through the bottom. There aren't many of them on the sea surface. Correct. The place that looks the most dangerous often turns out to be the safest. I don't see any problems problems with that. The REU will send the fastest ship to pick up the refugees at that port. Someone needs to cover them on their way to the port. Commandant, please let me go. Hearing your conversation, Liv walks into the temporary command center. She was treating the wounds of an injured Purifying Force member. I can deal with a small number of Hedo creatures myself. Besides, if any of them gets injured, I can provide for timely treatment. Liv places a hand on her chest. She looks determined. Unlike the past when she seemed to be forcing herself, the decision she made is now based on her confidence established from numerous battles. You can trust her unconditionally. Alright, I'll leave it to you. All the best. Sure, I'll do my best. Liv smiles and salutes, then quickly walks out of the command center. The biggest problem now is her. The giant humanoid continues to move closer. Slowly but surely, she has the shape of a female human, but also has many obvious traits of a hetero creature. No matter what, you can only maintain the defense and hope the mega weapons will not stop her before the coastline. Let's go! Don't worry, I'm Liv from Grey Raven. I'll escort you to the eastern positions. Thank you, girl. We need to make ourselves useful. There may be battles on the way, but I'll protect you. Don't worry, our belief is that everyone should protect themselves. I can fight as well. Okay, but don't force yourself. Make sure to let me know if you get hurt.
I'll do my best. Not perish. I can do it. We'll protect everyone. I can do it. I'm fine. May the stars light your path towards the abyss. I'll protect everyone. I can do it. I'll do my best. Not perish. I'm fine. May the stars light your path towards
Let's go!
I'll protect everyone.
Hey yo, I just want to say, I just noticed, the refugees are throwing punches, bro. They're literally throwing hands, man. It's getting foggy. This way, everyone. Where's everyone gone? These illusions. Are they Hedo creatures using punishing virus to affect my frame's sense modules? But the problem should be solved if I can defeat all these Hedo creatures. Ah, you monkfish.
I'm fine. I'll do my best. Not perish.
Hey yo, unlimited beam works. What? Is everyone okay? Yeah, everyone's fine. Nobody's hurt. Great. Please stick close to me. The dock is ahead of us. There's a ship waiting for us. Liv, get everyone on the ship. We're about to set off. Got it, watch out. Oh damn, not this thing again, bro. Oh god, not this thing. This thing is nightmare fuel, bro. This thing is just pure nightmare fuel.
Stars light your path towards the abyss. I can do it. I'm fine. I can do it.
Ayo. Damn, that's a big ass ship. Keep going. Nice. The storm is about to end. Someone is dragging their feet on a secluded beach, slowly coming near. I knew they would be fighting. The scale is pretty large. She gazes into the distance. Her eye seems to be wounded and squints in the... Oh, Vanessa! Did not expect to see you like this in this chapter. At least in this date. She gazes into the distance. Her eye seems wounded and squints in the day-breaking light. Many hetero creatures are crawling out of the sea, charging towards the people on the coastline. But they seem to be stopped by something invisible and can hardly reach their targets. Are those mega weapons? I've never seen them before, but that person did mention them. She points at the temporary command center in the center of the battle line. That symbol must be Grey Ravens. Not just them. Strikehawk, Cerberus, Engineering Force. Even Dark Ares is here. Can't believe Babylonia has thrown in so many forces. That chief is definitely not holding back, just as always. She knows very well that those forces weren't recruited by the Grey Raven commandant. They just naturally gathered around that person to fight together. Let's go meet them. Let's go meet them, Bambinata. Hey, Bambinata! First time seeing her. Nice! Let's go. First story appearance. Let's go. Bambinata quickly comes to her, supporting Vanessa's disabled body with her own. Just then, Bambinata suddenly sees a crimson figure who looks completely out of place. Mistress! Bambinata quickly pulls Vanessa behind herself, blocking the hetero creature's attack. Do you really have to block that with your own body? Hearing the young male's voice, the petite Bambinata kicks the hetero creature away and dodges its attack. She returns to Vanessa while remaining alert. Before the hetero creature can growl again, an arrow has pierced its throat and pinned it on a tree trunk, and immediately turns into a pond of crimson liquid. Thank you. Bambinata nods at the young male, then looks back at the female behind her. She is obviously thanking him for saving her mistress, but not for helping herself. Ha, Teasel. Teasel glances at Vanessa from the corner of his eyes. He tells himself that the terrible scars on her face were only a result of her own wrongdoing. Sending you here is the last mercy I have for you, Vanessa. I know, you've sent it so many times. Vanessa smiles, but this time there's no sarcasm in her words, only slight grief. Alright, I've got to go. Oh, I'm guessing Teasel has already become an ascendant, huh? Wait, there's one last thing. Ooh. What's that one last thing, Vanessa? Collect that reward real quick. Their marks. Ooh, playing Abystigma now. Which Abystigmata? Sorry. I keep forgetting. I'm so used to Abystigmata. Stigma. The sound of downpour is echoing in the deepest part of her memories and mind. Constructs are not bothered by rain. Still, Chico takes out her coat and puts it over their heads, just like what ordinary humans would do. This is so bad. Her friend's complaint has caught Bianca's attention. She looks at the female in front of her as chilling raindrops fall on her arm. Her vision and other senses are slowly restored. She realizes Chico is pulling her as they both are running in the rain. Yes? Also, the ending of that movie was so terrible. Really? I kinda liked it. If laws are no longer in force, I shall punish the evil in the name of God, but will such killing violate God's heavenly laws? It was just a movie. Why did it have to make the audience question the meaning of morals and ethics in the end? If the director couldn't find an answer himself, he shouldn't throw the question to us. Oh, my bad. True, according to that ending, we are probably the first to be punished by the heavenly laws. You were still talking like this. What? The two have stopped in front of the train station. The rail splits into two ways. This era is so absurd. This era is so absurd that it forces us to kill our most important ones with our own hands. The world needs us, so the rest of humans won't have to suffer what we go through. Chico lets a familiar, carefree smile. When did Bianca hear these words? Was it also raining on that day? The train has arrived with a sharp squeal, but the war has broken out deep in Bianca's eyes. The peaceful scene is no more. Bianca finds herself holding her bow, standing on the battlefield full of smoke and corpses. A foul, rotten smell has occupied her nasal sensor. Ooh, a heartbeat. The gray sky continues to drizzle. Human blood and construct vital fluid have formed a small puddle at her feet. The sound of raindrops hitting the water resonates like her heartbeat. In front of her is a deformed construct with a face similar to Chico's. She is almost consumed in flames that represent the infection of the punishing virus. The infected construct twists in agony like a tormented soul walking out of the flames of sin. She is completely turned into a monster, still stumbling toward Bianca. Hey, yo? Is that the monster? Yo, what? Yo, that looks like a crazy design. I've always been regretting. If only I could be less hesitant to kill my sister on that day. Those people might not have to die. But when I saw her cry, I hesitated. I was never good at letting go. No, sis. Help me. Oh. So, she killed her sister, so she's a kinslayer. More corrupted and deserters have walked out of the crimson rain, mumbling words of banging or insult. The voice of these executed lives have ultimately merged and turned into a grievous scream that is repeated over and over again. There you go. Live, we want to live. Sorry, my sister. Bianca hears Chico's whisper. Her friend wraps her arms around her from behind and takes her hand, putting a bloodstained gun in her palm. Chico's arm rests next to hers. She points the gun at the deceased. My frailty and hesitation caused irreparable sacrifice and tragedy. To mend my mistake, I had to kill more people who were important. Bianca and Chico's memories and silhouettes have blended together. They swing the sword towards those who were once their comrades. In the end, we both chose the same path. The blade slices through the air, splashing some liquid on Bianca's cheek. It is not blood, but a murky fluid with a strong pungent odor of machine oil. A member of the purifying force lies before Bianca. She feels like she has returned to the snowfield many years ago, when she killed the father. White mist has blurred her vision. Chilling wind blows her breath away. She puts down the gun, taking heavy deep breaths. Through the snowstorm, she can see many corpses nearby. Some of them belong to the corrupted. Some belong to her comrades who were killed before they were completely infected by the punching virus. My family, my friends, and comrades, I have been walking all over their dead bodies. Bianca, Chico, gazes down at the bodies on the snow. When I first heard about Bianca's story, I was actually thinking if I could be as cruel as you when I faced a similar situation. The body on the snow staggers to its feet and raises its head, with its face constantly changing. Some faces come from Bianca's memory, some from Chico's. There you go. Before I realized, I had already stepped on a journey of no return. No matter which side I choose, I would fail the other. I could only continue forward carefully without a guilty feeling. But this guilt was too heavy for me to carry, for emotions can never rule over rational judgment. Ever since that, I chose the easiest way to live. I treated everything with zero emotion to maximize the results. Without humanity, life no longer felt painful. Warm liquid continues to roll down her face. Bianca Chico touches it and realizes it's not blood, but a transparent fluid. It has been too long since she had a human body. She has almost forgotten the feeling of tears. Humanity? Another purifying force member is questioning. Do you think such a thing exists in such a world? If you still hold a naive thought as the captain of the purifying force, you're only going to make others believe that the battles are worth fighting. Having such unnecessary morals will only make them die in vain. It's true that many have died on the battlefield, but wars are still fought by humans, and there are always some values we must uphold. Without bottom lines, the cruelty of wars will only continue to increase. You're trying to find goodness in hell. It will never change the nature of war. The world is composed of multiple distinct dimensions and values. Different dimensions cannot simply replace one another. When human society is in chaos, the importance of many values becomes even more significant. If only theories can stop the war. The tone of the soldier is no longer filled with anger, but rather exhaustion. He casts one last glance at Bianca. Instead of continuing the argument, he just slams the door and leaves. What about you, Bianca? Do you also think I'll make a better leader of the purifying force? Chico shows up on a bench in the Purifying Forces lounge. She quietly looks at Bianca. Everyone acknowledges your strength and your decisive style. They just admire the strong, but my strength came from the fact that I was willing to sacrifice everything. Killing is evil. Each time I made a decision to kill, darkness haunted me. But you will never see yourself as innocent. You will never conveniently blame the punching virus or the wrongdoings of this world. You understand your sins very well. Knowing that you are on a way to hell, you still cannot help to respond to the voices asking for help. After you respond to them, you can still execute them when you know they are beyond redemption and carry on with this guilt. Is this what they said in the movie? We're all alerted about the evil ones, but there's another evil that we must beware. It is the indifference of the kind-hearted. Bianca, your rare, precious mind will never be corrupted by the outside world. That's what I envy most about, for I myself am always indifferent. The train has arrived at the train station. Chico gently tidies up her hair near Bianca's ears. Sorry for saying so much. I couldn't help it. Chico, still, it's nice to talk to you like this in the end. Bianca looks back into Chico's eyes and sees her own silhouette. The original look on this frame is actually the witch side of her. There are more emotions in Chico's eyes that Bianca finds somewhat familiar. She saw them on that snowfield many years ago. Oh damn, her pain, her struggle, her wish, her longing. Chico didn't say anything else. She stepped on the unnamed train and waved goodbye to Bianca, just like a friend saying, "See you tomorrow." It is just another ordinary day. After missions, there is always the always serious Chico would return to the Purifying Forces lounge and smile to Bianca. They will then have a simple chat in the lounge. Occasionally, they would watch a movie in the Golden Age together during their vacation. Bianca wakes up from the dream of farewell. The deviation of her mind has temporarily stabilized. She opens her eyes and realizes the restart process of her frame is completed. She finds herself in an undamaged corner of the aquarium, with some red tide remaining around. There's still some more warmth left on her cheek. Next to her is a pair of earrings that once belonged to Chico, telling her that she has always been here. Bianca has no time for anything else. She quickly holds the Phantom Tracer up, trying to look for traces of the past. The petite girl silently gazes at the hetero-humanoid curled up amidst the red tide. This terrifying creature was significantly wounded during the tragic battle it fought with Liv. Not only the female hetero creature is barely surviving, it is immersed in the red tide like a fetus floating in the anemonic field. Only the remains of the hetero-humanoid were retrieved. Even after the red tide had repaired them, there's only one empty shell left. Oh! So the female hetero creature... Oh, so the female twin survived. Kind of, technically. Oh, that's interesting. But that's okay, it's enough as an experiment subject. If this project can work, many who are unable to become constructs can still embrace a more complete rebirth. So will your mother, Cinderella. Thank you, Lethos. Come on now, Grace. Is this it? Correct. If you want to get rid of that body incompatible with constructs to live a new life, you should merge yourself with her. But will I still be myself? Of course, I promise. You promise? No, you're lying. Do you think you have another option? You're exhausted, Grace. The never-ending escape, the red tide and corrupted. You fear death. You don't know when it will arrive. You are willing to believe in anything just to survive, be it God or the weapon in your hand, isn't that right? You lied to many people and made them come here. You knew it well long ago. If you can revive the body in her body, your words, divination, and identity will all be verified. You no longer need to fear the punishing virus either. Isn't that good? Come, Grace. This is an obstacle you must overcome to bid farewell to your long-lasting fear. Fine. Just when Grace takes a step toward her ending, the closed door is slammed open. An Ascendant and a human. More Purifying Force soldiers swarm in and surround the two. Holding their weapons, they are all alerted and dare not to get any closer. What are you doing? Out of the way. Do you want to get killed by this Ascendant? But she said, that's Lethos, the swindler. Are you really going to trust his words? Run while you're still alive. You are still alive. Lethos remains calm. He turns to the fully armed Purifying Force members. This is the hetero-humanoid, so you brought it here. Are you trying to run another dirty experiment with it? Chico seems to sneer with a furrowed brow. She exchanges a look with Norris, the latter who immediately understands her instruction. Kill Lethos and eliminate all possible means for the hetero-humanoid to revive. Dirty experiment? Chico seems to have touched on a forbidden topic. Lethos raises his feet from the execution chair, and everyone can feel his invisible rage. The ground from underneath begins to tremble, as if some sort of waves are surging toward them. Compared to what those people did, I'm far from being dirty or a swindler. Yeah, you are taking their side and fighting to protect them. What are you talking about? Kugawa Kurono? Daedalus? Don't worry, I have no interest in fighting for revenge. However, since you describe this project as dirty, I shall make you experience this dirty in person, although it's not even half as horrible as what they did. Prepare for battle! The battle has ended. Most Purifying Force soldiers have been devoured by the hell creatures that came from the deep sea, leaving no remnants. Enough. Kill me now if you want to. Chico, who was seriously wounded in the battle, strangled by a fish-like hetero creature. She ceases struggling, but gives Lethos a cold stare without any fear. You aren't waiting for me to beg for mercy, are you? I know Ascendants all have their weird hobbies. I don't have any of the weird hobbies you mentioned. I hate to see you suffer, even when you are my enemy. Come, I'll give you a new life right now. What are you doing? Don't be scared, it will be a happy dream. Despite finally revealing a glimpse of emotional vulnerability, Chico fails to elicit even a hint of sympathy from the Ascendant. Perhaps Lethos believes what he is doing is already doing an action of sympathy. That human is fled. You shall help me complete this experiment. He manipulates Chico, pressing her against the fetus-like humanoid. Now, pray, if this project succeeds, your life will be carried by a higher life form. May you be blessed. The flashback comes to an abrupt stop, freezing at the moment Chico melts into the hetero-humanoid. What was the look on her face? Was she in fear or determined as always? Or perhaps she was a little unwilling to go? Bianca does not know. The illustration of Chico has been rewound to the moment Bianca first stepped in, staring at her in silence. She finally figured out everything. Bianca knows this place is where Chico is lost. Also where the hetero-humanoid, now with Chico's mind inside, saved her. She hugs Chico's illusion. It disappears in her arms, as if it had been waiting for this very moment all along. Behind the illusion is a large glass wall of the aquarium. Bianca sees her own reflection in it. The Punisher virus has eroded and peeled off the coating of stigmata, revealing another look of her, a witch holding a sword staff. But considering that a familiar appearance can help stabilize the mind, we made this coating in response to the short production time of the frame. Bianca rubs the hair around her eyes. The first time she met Chico, she also helped her do the same. Now you finally look like the captain of the purifying force, she said. Bianca ties up her long hair and puts on the earrings Chico left her. She wipes out the blood stain from her mouth, cleaning her coating, then waves goodbye to where Chico's illusion was standing. My existence has never changed. That's why I still kind of laugh at you. Sorry, Chico. Laugh at you. Sorry, Chico. I came here to laugh at you. A Gundam meme. Bianca closes her eyes, recalling all the memories and emotions that Chico passed to her. I will accept the changes within myself. When Bianca opens her eyes again, there's only resolution in them. She has accepted everything of herself, and revived in the darkness as a witch. She picks up the weapon born in the darkness, and leaves the aquarium that is about to collapse, heading towards the light on the ocean's surface. Let's go! Red Tide is here already? I have to leave now. These headable creatures are blocking my path in an orderly way, as if someone is controlling them. Lethos, is that you?
Time is running out.
Bianca, where are you going? Oh. Damn jump, huh? Well, there's void combat, eh? We're not from... Bianca, it's cold here. Is this what death feels like? I'm so upset. That voice. No, I can't stay here. Oh, yo? Finally, the real deal. But you won't stop me like this. Let's go.
Behold, the final light!
Rest in peace, everyone. I will move on with the weight of life. Hey, let's go! It's a crimson sea. The girl with gray long hair sits quietly next to the window, gazing into the galaxy outside. Nanami? Is this Nanami? To the people living on the Earth, an incredibly long time has passed. The battles fought against despair had turned into history, and history turned into legends. The legends were carved in the civilization's legacy, which eventually became fairy tales that parents told their children. But to them, this is just a short break before entering the next warp. Time and distance have expanded infinitely, following the spaceship's trail in the cosmic dust. Each step adventures forward. It leaves hundreds and thousands of years behind. DeLorean Discovery continues to sail among the stars. The girl's main consciousness is located at the center of the ship, but she still occasionally separates It's a trivial section of her computing power and projects it into this library as a hologram. Mechanoids rarely visit here. The simulated gravity is constantly kept at 9.8 meters per second skew? I don't know what that measurement is. Not even a dust has changed its position. Not long ago, a girl's consciousness has crossed time and space to visit. They chatted for a long time, and she finally got her answer. She continued her journey towards the destined future, unwavering. That is why they all arrive here eventually. Now the library is quiet again. The girl is sitting next to the window. In her eyes, the reflection of a planet on the border of the galaxy. Its surface is always occupied by never-ending crimson tides that make it look like a burning planet when looked from afar. This is but an ordinary planet on the spaceship's path. No lives of any form can survive here. The answer that machines have been looking for cannot be found here. Still, its color makes the girl feel nostalgic. She remembers the future that she saw through Gestalt's calculation a long time ago. Captain Bianca from Purifying Force became a witch after picking up a weapon that made with the punishing virus. She eventually sank with the fort into the depths of a contaminated ocean. The young man in the black outfit looks abnormally calm, as if the tragic war was only an absurd dream in a distant world. Hey, Murray! Oh, that's from Last Bow, isn't it? I am the Vice Captain of the Purifying Force. Captain Bianca has gone missing during the search mission for Scarlet Revelation. I will take over and continue the mission. A female construct that has never been witnessed before stands by the seaside. The seawater splashes her ankles. There is already a hint of red color inside. Along with the seawater, a survived construct also grabs Chico's ankle. Its body can hardly be recognized. The broken vocal module is mumbling some incomprehensible words. Oh, Delacour? Help! Chico has not even looked away. She just pierces through the broken humanoid's power core in silence. The water surges. Her vision is blurred by a vicious red. Something has dissolved within the red and turned into thousands of corrupted, reshaping their hosts and the red tide projections. A tall skeletal humanoid walks out of the sea. A broken lamp falls off her waist, only to be trampled by the hetero-consciousness hosts that swarm the beach. Witch! It's a witch! She hears humans screaming amongst the mixed wailing and blunt noises of flesh being torn apart. The signal of lives displayed in her terminal are rapidly disappearing. Nobody can stop her, as they are no match for her. Chico looks up at the giant shadow as it walks over the waves, gradually engulfing her. I've never thought that you would come to me in this form. Something is struggling in her eyes, but it soon dies off. Her bluish lips draw a ghostly smile, but crimson tears roll down the corner of her eyes. When I die, I don't want to see your tears, Captain. Are you laughing at me? Nobody could answer. She raises her hand. Sharp fingertips sway past Chico's face, then suddenly strangle her neck. Chico feels her feet are off the ground. Not everybody can take the lives of their closest friends. The number of life signals in her terminal has dropped to a single digit. Chico hears the sound of her neck breaking. She also smiles, closing her eyes and letting go of her hands. Vital fluid squirts out, falling into the dark seawater with her weapon. Scarlet beams are shooting into the sky. A young man stands on the bridge of Babylonia, looking at the constructs around him. The dark muzzles of guns are pointing at his heart from all directions. Sorry, it's all too late. He also raised his gun. This is my final farewell. Nanami? A gentle female voice pulls her back from memories. It is one of the commonly used voices of Discovery's AI administrator. Huh? We've begun to approach the target wormhole. The next warp is expected to commence in 40 minutes. The hologram of white-haired female appears next to Nanami, with a hint of concern in her light golden eyes. What's wrong? Nothing. Some memories just came to me. She raises her hand to open a light screen and displays a document tagged with Copperfield Aquarium Campaign. Unlike the calculated ending, the reality went another path. After Bianca was injured, Chico took over and headed to the bottom of the sea first. In this document, there are noticeable signs of adjustments and amendments regarding the allocation of their duties. What had happened to alter the inevitable disaster that took place in the calculation? Sorry. Inadvertently, she glances at a photo of a lamp in the document. Finally figuring it out, she casts away the light screen and opens a new time-space map, then enters a set of coordinates. The light spot runs along the information tree, finally stopping at the marked location. Hikma, can you help me pack up file number 2143 and make it ready for four-dimensional communication? There's something I'd like to send to Earth. Understood. Are you sure this is what you want to send? Slightly uncertain, the AI asked Nanami after extracting the information she wanted. The humans on Earth have already mastered all the related technologies. This information is already outdated to them. You're right. The girl points to the time-space coordinates on the display. I'm sending it here. But mankind didn't have the ability to receive four-dimensional communications at that point of time. Besides, I know. With a delighted smile, the girl puts one finger next to her lips. That brief moment is their only chance. With a phantom tracer and lots of hetero creatures, as long as there is a fragment that has a four-dimensional future, it can become the vessel for this information. Besides, they have to look for the door themselves. I'm only sending a fragment of the key. Understood. Seeing the girl smile, the AI's expression has also softened. The information has been encapsulated. Time-space coordinates blocked. It will send out during Discovery's wormhole warp. The engine is about to start. We should go to the control room. Alright. She turns off the time-space map and rises to her feet, preparing to send all computing power back to the control center. The light screen is sent to standby, displaying a slower spinning illusion of a blue planet amidst the brilliant stars. She takes one last look at the blue planet. Discovery has crossed numerous spiral arms of galaxies. She's been to so many radiant stars and witnessed so many majestic views, but none of the planets can match its beauty. This is my gift to them, the future. Ayo, Nanami carrying this timeline on its back. Ayo, once again. She speaks softly as her illusion gradually disappears. The library is once again empty. The shooting star carrying the information will travel back in time, heading to its destination. Hey yo, let's go. Not being mean to go. Chapter 12, Lethos. An inexplicable, ominous scent of death is lingering in the air. The putrid odor of rotten flesh has already begun to spread with the wind. In the beginning, there were only a few monsters, but as the sea surface continues to surge, more have returned from death, crazier than ever. The sky is a bloody red. People have forgotten who they are and where they come from. The only thought in their mind is to hold the crimson monsters off at all costs. Once they enter the land, they will slaughter everything in sight. The coast is covered in bodies and injured soldiers. Even you have blood all over the body. A silhouette suddenly shows up on the sea. What's that? More task force members look in the direction that you're staring at. Someone begins to shout. An ascendant! Unknown construct sighted. Everyone stay alert. The commandant issues an order with a trembling voice. The unknown female construct has a frightening black aura around herself. Other constructs all look at her in fear and point their weapons toward her, as if she can easily slice everyone's throat with a simple gesture. A heavy barrage lands in front of you, blowing up a head of a creature charging towards you. When the dust settles, you see Karenina rushing over from behind. She shovels her weapon into the ground and wipes off the vital fluid around her mouth, gazing at the figure on the sea. All of you, stop! That's Bianca! The unknown female walks close. With the dark-colored frame, she is holding a sword staff in her hand. Crimson seawater boils around her, making her look like a witch walking out of the underworld. Although she looks completely different from Bianca before she went missing, you still recognize the sword staff and the lamp around on her waist, let alone her familiar stance. Listen to Karenina! Stop attacking! That frame. Harley Joe did not hesitate too much after hearing your order. He quickly gestures for his members to stop attacking. Commandant! After finishing off the monsters, Lucia comes to you with concern in her eyes. Bianca is back. That stance and feel. It must be her. Can't be wrong. Yes, what great news! Bianca! She kept us waiting for so long. Grey Raven members gather around you and look at the sea. It's Captain! She's back! Bianca. Is that really Bianca? It is Bianca! She's back! Alive! The message quickly spreads in the crowd as more soldiers shout Bianca's name. The exhausting battle finally sees the first glimmer of dawn. Great! Finally, there's hope! Wait, what are you doing? Hold it there. Let him fall back for now. Now! I think I'm also done. Rookie, protect our commandant. Hey, what are you talking about? The commandant grabs the fallen construct. The last remaining construct in his squad dashes forward at the same time, pulling his senior back from the brink of death. When looking around, this is everything you see. The exhausted soldiers, terrifying wounds, blood and vital fluid, all mixed together. The casualties are devastating. According to the teachings of FOS, at this level of loss, Commandant can only organize a retreat to preserve as many lives as the situation permits before the troops fall into complete disorder. When the battle reaches a stalemate, field commandants must make a quick decision. In particular, they must make necessary arrangements if the troops need to be evacuated and regrouped. Given the situation, regrouping seems to be the most correct option. But are you really going to leave like this? To retreat is to take your blade back temporarily. Don't wait until your blade is shattered. It will be too late then. Do we still have a way out? How much time do we have left? Greed and hesitation are the most deadly poisons on the battlefield. Indeed, without a doubt, everybody on this battlefield is craving for mankind's victory. The victory of humans. Facing the enormous pressure to make a decision, you close your eyes hard. Commandant, you hear a familiar voice when the majestic view ahead floods into your vision. It is a longsword, raised high amidst the lightning and thunder. It is so terrifying. The serrated edges look like sharp fangs that were born for slaughter, silently roaring into the fierce storm. Yet it is so determined. The sharp outline points directly to the sky above, revealing its edge in the tumbling darkness without hesitation. With this sword, she stands in the storm, unyielding and fearless. When she turns around, you see the same pure, clear eyes that you saw in the past. You know what she means, so do the Grey Raven members. Everybody is craving for mankind's victory, and that is why the operation will continue. Hearing your expected response, the crowd bursts into a thunderous cheer. Have you all heard of the Grey Raven Commandant? I'm not going to ask you to retreat this time. Fuck. I've been holding it for too long. Time for some real action. Out of my way. Dynamite's incoming. Don't just go in by yourself. Hurry. Follow her. With Bianca's return, the concealed blades are finally unsheathed. From this moment onward, there is no holding back. The refugees restock their ammunition for the last time, filling up every pocket with explosives. Constructs no longer follow the basic tactic that prioritizes the preservation of energy. They are going all out. A monster is blown into the air next to Teddy, raining dirt on her. Damn it, what was that? Oops, sorry, that thing was getting too close. I thought you didn't notice it. Not far away, the monster's broken remains fall from the sky. The metal patch attached to its ankle detonates again, blowing up all the monsters nearby. Teddy fiddles the remote control in her hand. Seemingly unimpressed with the result, she's probably thinking of how to maximize the damage. Rosetta's spear is shining with sparks. She has activated full thrust and turned into an unstoppable knight, scattering away a large pack of monsters. The refugees may be unable to tackle large groups of monsters, but when they are separated, come closer, don't be shy. Hurry, that hunter just knocked out another. Let's finish it off before it recovers. Go! Fuck, my gun is jammed again. I can't get the bullet out. The refugee tosses away the jammed gun. He reaches into his sheath and realizes it's empty. Then he takes a look at the refugee in front. Give me your axe, mate. Take it yourself. Ouch, don't take my pants. Oops, sorry. Damn it. We don't have time for this. Hurry up, I'll hold its claw. After a round of gunshots, the monster is completely eliminated. Before they can cheer, another monster has appeared, charging toward the unprepared refugees. The bullet shoots through the monster's head, sending its body fluid everywhere. The monster immediately turns silent, falling to the ground. 17. The empty shell casing drops next to his arm. Its shiny surface reflects a ferocious mouth coming close. Before it can approach him, a scythe gets in the way, slashing the fangs in the mouth into pieces. That was close. Hey, Isla's here! Let's go! Everybody's here. The Forsaken Sniper thanks her while ejecting another shell casing. He continues to mumble 18. Just stop counting. Do you have time to pass me the new machine gun barrel? We've got way too many things to do. Is this okay? Once she adjusts the device in his hand, unleashing a cold gas to immediately cool down the red-hot barrel. Lucia defeats every incoming monster on the front line. When she tries to reposition, a half-dead monster pushes its broken arm to pounce at her. In the blink of an eye, a banner spear has not only blocked its attack, but also sent it into the air along with another monster. Lee quickly aims at the monsters in the mid-air as they are unable to dodge his bullets, eliminating them as fast as he can. They look into each other's eyes, not to show their determination, but only to confirm their positions. Words are unnecessary at this point in time. All they can do is keep fighting and embrace this victory. This is their final strength. Will it last only a fleeting moment, or turn the tide altogether? The will of every individual has combined together. How pathetic, Chico. The people you wanted to protect have now united and turned against you. Don't be afraid. I will protect you in this very sea that you were born from. Lethos curls into his execution chair and dives underwater. He rapidly swims towards the weakest part of the human's defense. Hopefully, this nightmare won't last long. Just when Lethos is about to reach the shore, a sword slashes down toward him. However, Lethos' movement suddenly becomes extremely peculiar, dodging the incoming attack from an impossible angle. He rises to the surface and sees Bianca holding a sword, pointing directly at him. We must find out the real culprit before his strength is exhausted. We will reduce the defense force on the east side. If the culprit is behind the attacks, it will definitely target there. That's why I need to rely on you to take care of the east side, Bianca. Bianca recalls the commandant's words with a smile of confidence, not only because the tactic worked, but also because the efforts of everyone behind her were not wasted. Hey, let's go! Also, Bianca smile, hey! She vows to bring victory for all the warriors, as well as all the fallen souls. A victory for all humans. Let's go! Hey, yo.
友達を殺すのダメだよ。友達に手を出しては。
Yo, this is getting epic, bro.
彼女の泣き声が聞こえないの。
Time is running out.
Hey, yo. Oh, boss fight time. Let's go. Boss fight time.
Too late to confess. Evil will not be tolerated. Time is running out. It's too late to confess. Behold, the final light.
Let's go.
The end
Oh,
of this nightmare.
nice. Oh, is that a parry? If it was, nice.
Evil will not be tolerated. It's too late to confess. Behold, the final light. The end of this
Nice
nightmare.
ult. Almost finished him off.
Evil will not be tolerated. Time is running out.
There you go. Easy clap. Oh, phase 2? Okay. Alright, I see you.
Behold, the final light.
Okay, yo, hey, what? Okay, what the fuck? Okay, what was that angle? What the hell was that?
The end of this nightmare. Evil will not be too late to confess. Behold, the final light.
Ults.
The end of this nightmare.
Nice. 61, okay.
It's too late to confess. Time is running out. Evil will not be tolerated. Behold, the final light.
Come on, wreck him. Get back here, you bitch.
The end of this nightmare.
Oh, come on.
Tough adversary.
God damn it. Oh god. My controller disconnected. Shit. Is it really out of juice? God damn it. Sorry about this, guys. Just give me a minute. Okay, sorry, just give me a minute. Sorry about that. Controller lost battery, so I had to fix it. We're back.
Evil will not be tolerated. Resistance is futile.
Time is running out.
Behold, the final light.
Half adversary.
Get back here, you
The
bitch.
end of this nightmare. Resistance is futile. Behold, the final light.
Alt, come on, almost there.
Time is running out.
Evil will not be too late to confess. Behold, the final light.
Come on.
End of this nightmare.
Man, Lethos is an annoying boss, bro.
Evil will not be tolerated. Too late to confess. Behold, the final light.
Half adversary.
The
Come
end
on,
of
alt.
this nightmare.
Nice. Is there no audio? Is there supposed to be no audio on this? Is there supposed to be no audio? Let's try that again. One last alt for the road. Nice. Beat him with the alt. So I guess there is no sound. Is there supposed to be sound? I don't know. Is there? Although, hey, doesn't really matter because, hey, get wrecked, Lethos. Get wrecked. Hey, we did it. Also, get wrecked, kid. Get wrecked. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. We beat Lethos. Get wrecked. Alright, time to say goodbye. When the lifeless Lethos falls to the sea surface, a lot of corrupted suddenly show up in the water, stopping Bianca from retrieving Lethos' frame. At the same time, the Omega weapons are running at their maximum power in the entire battle. The red tide that was once spread the entire sea surface has been properly contained. Sieged by the humans, the giant hetero-humanoid on the sea surface is also showing signs of fatigue. We're running out of Omega weapons. Somebody give that thing a final blow. Karenina rants furiously. Leave it to me, Karenina. Bianca replies after returning from the battle on the ocean surface. Bianca, are you hurt? You were lost on the bottom of the sea for days. At the bottom of the sea for days. What happened? A young male soaked in rain and vital fluid walks forward with with the remaining Purifying Force members behind. He nods at Bianca. Captain, I knew you would be fine. You're strong. Don't worry, I'm fine. Bianca looks around at the remaining members of the Purifying Force, who had suffered a substantial loss after engaging in battles with hetero creatures for days. This young kid is still quite new, but he is forced to take up the role of the temporary captain. Bianca grabs her sword staff as she gazes at the giant humanoid in front. Its distorted body is almost inflated to the height of a building. What is that giant humanoid? The Ascendant has blended Chico's consciousness with the hetero humanoid's body. In other words, she also forms part of that monster, Chico. She was the vice captain of the Purifying Force team lost at the bottom of the sea. Yes, she protected me after Copperfield Aquarium collapsed. Are you talking about that hetero humanoid on the sea? Chico fought till the last moment before she was killed by the Ascendant. With unprecedented might, Bianca gazes at all the Purifying Force members as they gather around in awe. They have never respected and feared their captain so much. Vonnegut used Chico as a part of his hetero-humanoid experiment, but she was not simply consumed by that monster. Her mind still lives within. You want to eliminate Chico? You shouldn't hold your weapon against your friend. Didn't you hear her calling for help? Her consciousness was crumbled into pieces. She could only express her will in a fragmented manner. Still, her remaining consciousness has been trying to protect us. That ever-expanding monster is Vice Captain Chico? Has she been devouring the hetero creatures that spawned in the sea? To buy more time for humans? I don't know. Perhaps it was just the instinct of the hetero-humanoid during its evolution, but I prefer to believe that she is helping us. Like I said, her shattered consciousness still lives in that monster. It feels more like she's struggling to end her life now. Are you saying that monster is actually helping us? Whether she is intentional or not. We are benefiting from the fact that she is devouring the punishing virus and hetero creatures. Bianca's terminal has received a comms request. It is a message from Babylonia. She frowns when she sees she sees the name of the sender. God, I can't speak that. Why is that such a tongue twister? Man? Stigmata, have you finally made up your mind to become a witch? Maybe just like what you said, witch forms a part of me. It is just a necessary chain of life. Of course, this bitch. And of course, this bitch shows up again. Oh god, I hate her. But it doesn't mean I will be constricted by this identity. This sword here is to prove my determination. Heh, go for it then. We are also very interested in the subject's own preference. I asked the Science Council to develop the frame exclusively for you. Take it as a gift. I'll be looking at you. Vesalius hangs up abruptly. Teddy starts to dig through the files of devices in the camp as if she has recalled something. Right, Bianca, before the engineering force came to the surface, the Science Council asked us to bring your equipment. That woman said you would definitely make use of it. When was that? Why was I not aware of it? She was probably concerned that your violence might break it, given it was highly complicated. Teddy locates the container she was asked to bring along. To her surprise, there is a man in a white shirt curled up inside. Ah! Screaming inside the container has also shocked Karenina when she tries to open it. Yarha? Why are you here? Yarha? What the fuck is this man doing here? What the hell? He's a scientist working for Coronal. Back in the lunar base, he spent some time with the engineering force duo and helped them. You almost scared me to death. I thought the corrupted had pried open this container. It only takes Teddy a few seconds to figure out why. I get it. That woman must be your boss. She must be punishing you for helping us out in the lunar base earlier. She said, since you broke the 0-point engine, you should serve as a shock absorber to protect this gift, so... Looks like Yarha's data of the zero-point engine saved his life. Otherwise, considering Corona's way of doing things, the man named Yarha would have disappeared from this world. So where's the gift she mentioned? Yarha nods and takes out a machine. Is this a... oh. Is this a cub? It's been configured to fit Bianca's stigmata. Yep, when expanded, this cub can let stigmata ride on it to achieve high-speed maneuver on water surface and low-altitude airspace. Now it can get close to Chico. Commandant, let us engage in a deep mind connection. Chico's final wish was to let me end her suffering. That wish is also mine. I promised her. You look into Bianca's genuine eyes. Her emotion is so strong that you cannot turn her down. You then look back at other Grey Raven members. Liv has a serious look on her face. Lee also presses his lips together, but you can tell he's not objecting. Lucia just nods at you in all seriousness. The Science Council used the tissues of the hetero hive mother to develop this device. I must admit, Bianca's new frame is more powerful than most of the constructs here. I will cover you with the rest of us. Don't worry, Bianca, Commandant. I'll constantly monitor your status to ensure the stability of your deep mind connection. Nobody knows Vice Captain better than you, Captain. Still, you must be careful. Damn it, we are sending you alone once again, Bianca. I'm not fighting alone. I have everyone on the coastline behind my back. Looks like you have figured out what to do. Time to give an order. Yes, we are all ready. Godspeed, C-A-P-T-I-A-I-N. Bianca looks at Palma and nods with a smile. Her smile looks nothing different from the past. The look of her frame no longer matters. For everyone understanding clearly at this moment that Bianca is still Bianca, or rather she is more determined than ever. Let's roll. All combatants, get into position. Cover Bianca. Alright, Teddy, let's go. Karenina screams at her terminal. Make sure you come back safe and sound, Bianca. I haven't even had a proper look at your new frame. I will. She used to stop Chico from taking her own life, but this time she will help her do it. Oh boy. Ooh, let's go. Is this... oh, let's go. Oh god. Oh god, that's a creepy ass. Oh god, that is a creepy ass frame. Oh, that's a creepy ass enemy. Oh god. Oh god, that's a horrifying looking enemy, dude. Good lord. Oh god. That's gonna... oh. Chico, I believe you would do the same if you were me. Wait for me. I'll be right there. The red tide is still gathering. Come join us and enter the happy dream. They didn't turn into the red tide voluntarily. The disaster and lie created by the Ascendant must end here. Ayo? Yo, this is a crazy stage, dude. What the hell? This is awesome. It's like surfing, dude. Hey, yo, this is like surfing. Yo, this shit is crazy. Oh. My bad. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. Oh god. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, that causes damage. Okay. Okay, this stage is crazy, dude.
私の弱みを分かってる。肩を並べ。救いようがない世界を壊し。傷だらけの世界を修復して。
Yo.
どっちが本音なのか知っている？ええ、知っていますとも。これは全部彼女の本音です。こんなになっても残された意識で
Yo, this stage is crazy, dude. Yo. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, yo, this stage is hard. Oh, nice. Nice dodge. Yo, okay, yeah, hard concentrate. There you go. Okay, yep. Okay, let's go. Nice. One last blow. Nice. Oh god. Oh god. This stage is just crazy, dude.
Bianca.
This is... Hey, can you hear me, Bianca? That humanoid started to absorb the red tide at a higher speed from just now. The generation of the red tide is slowed down. The Omega weapons are working. You have set all the devices to run at full capacity. It won't last long, but it should be enough to lower your burden. We're counting on you, Bianca. This is the time. I will fulfill the promise with everyone's help. Behold, the final light! Hey, yo, let's go! Yo. Hey, yo. Yo, this cutscene is crazy, dude. Oh, are those all the Omega weapons? Yo. Yo, this cutscene is crazy. Yo, that's so cool. Yo. After calling Bianca for one last time, Chico fell into the sea. She didn't sink to the bottom, but turned into numerous punishing virus particles that gradually disappeared into the air. Bianca reaches out but cannot hold anything. The sea breeze seems to have brought Chico's unfinished words. Help me. Kill me. Don't go. Farewell. Is this what Chico was longing for? She must be fearing the loss of life at her final moment. But fear is the source of many emotions. It drives people forward. Humans are perfect because they are imperfect. The courage to live on comes from facing our weakness, not from denying or alienating them. Like Chico said, Bianca knew she was beyond redemption, so she put an end to her suffering and carried on with this guilt. Chico, I will carry the weight of your life and continue moving forward. A core fragment drops from Chico's remaining body, as if she has heard Bianca's response. The fragment actively lets Bianca's lamp absorb itself. There seems to be a connection between them. Karenina has come from the coastline defense. After confirming Bianca is safe, she turns to the fragment with suspicion. I hope it's not some sort of Ascendant secret weapon. It almost feels like a loot that dropped from a boss. Ugh, come away. Stop thinking of your games. We still need to clear up the battlefield. After killing a hetero creature trying to crawl to the shore, Wanchi also follows over. The tide of hetero creatures has mostly withdrawn. After the hetero humanoid was defeated, the suppression of Omega weapons also began to intensify. Everyone has gathered near the shore, watching the surreal view. Finally, it's all over now. Bianca, Chico. Commander, do you think Chico had her redemption in the end? Nothing can save the hearts of people on a battlefield. True, the human heart is the last thing that can be saved in a war. Still, I believe that Chico's soul, after so much suffering, was saved by Bianca. I don't know what happened exactly at the bottom of the sea, but I can tell that she's doing something similar, just like you did. Indeed, I too believe Bianca must have kept the promise between her and Chico. Yep, just like Grey Raven always delivers on our promises. Of course. What's that look, Lee? Lee looks away as if he does not want others to see his expression. Nothing, just some commander being sentimental again. In what way? Lee does feel a little weird. Recently he has been working on the adaptation of a new frame in the Science Council. Even other Grey Raven members do not get to see him that often. But now is not the time to ask. Speaking of it, this is the first time the Grey Raven is on a mission together after that. I'm glad you still remember we're on a mission. Let's clear up the battlefield first. Liv looks at Lee and you, finally realizing something is a little odd. Sure, I agree with both Commander and Lee. I'm just so happy that we get to fight together and win the battle again. Grey Raven will get rid of the rest of the hetero creatures on the west side. Lucia is just as forthright as always. Pfft, what's the matter? Nothing. Commandant, everyone, let's keep fighting together. Did someone just tell a joke that I didn't get? No, but we haven't been together like this for a long time. I'm just so glad, Lucia. Yeah. The grand battle is about to come to an end with the setting sun. Lee stands on the war-torn shore, gazing at where the hetero-humanoid disappeared with a deep frown. Ew. Man, this has been such a great chapter so far. This has been such a great chapter, man. Key of the future. This gift will be the key to the future. The remaining cleanup work progressed smoothly, thanks to the coordinated efforts of all teams. The remnants of the hetero creatures on the west side were soon wiped out completely. You reported the casualties and loss of equipment to Babylonia and were told the shuttle had already departed. Liv stayed in the west to perform emergency treatment on the wounded soldiers. Lee and Lucia went in other directions to continue searching for survivors. Meanwhile, you were staying in the command center to help the seriously wounded constructs stabilize their mind. Thanks, I feel much better now. Has anyone seen Bianca? Captain, she is heading that way. The Purifying Force soldier points at the breakwater. You find Bianca by the seaside. Along with the clearing battle smoke, the heavy clouds hanging overhead are gradually receding, as if they are declaring the end of the battle. The setting sun shines through the clouds, leaving a gentle hue of colors in the distant sky above the sea. Ooh! Live 2D! They really went all out with this patch, huh? She sits on the edge of the breakwater, gazing at the distant sky absent-mindedly. You walk next to her to look at the vast sea together. Commandant? It's over. Yeah, it's all over. She looks back at you and nods. I guess we will witness many more losses and farewells like this one in the future. She whispers softly in a complicated tone, but there's no confusion in it. I think so, but we will carry on their will. You're absolutely right, Commandant. The blonde female stands in the wind, reminding you of the construct pulling her bow against the giant heterozygote long ago. Veritas and Stigmata look so different. Bianca, you found her, but have you also found yourself? Bianca looks a little surprised initially, but soon understands the meaning behind the inquiry. She nods, raising her hand to gently tuck a strand of hair that dances in the sea breeze. The earrings that once belonged to Chico are glimmering at her fingertips. You look a lot more determined. I am. Bianca makes the first pure, her genuine smile that you have seen ever since you started doing missions together. You reply with another smile. Both of you just sit side by side, quietly watching the sea getting peaceful again in the sunset. A few seagulls glide past, screeching in the wind. Moments later, you hear a few calls from afar. When you look over, you notice some Purifying Force members waving in your direction. At the same time, the terminal receives a signal that the shuttle is about to arrive. It's time to go back. Alright. Bianca turns back for one last time, holding her sword horizontally in front of her chest. She closes her eyes, facing the direction where the hetero-humanoid disappeared. Is she praying? No, looks more like a silent farewell or a devout oath. The phantom tracer on Bianca's waist makes a brief hum, as if it has sensed some sort of connection. A fragment-like object is flickering in the center of the lamp. What's this? It fell off her and was absorbed by the phantom tracer. I have a feeling this is very important. After returning to Babylonia, I will submit it along with the mission report. Let the Science Council analyze it. Ooh, is that going to play... I think that's supposed to play in to a Hyperreal's patch. Pretty sure. E02, Babylonia, Science Council. Frame adjustment completed. All parameters normal. Bianca walks out of the training room. She has changed back to the Veritas frame after coming back to Babylonia. Have you fixed the unstable mind? Have you fixed the unstable mind of this frame? It's all good now. After rounds of adjustments and upgrades, Veritas can definitely replace the damage 0. As for Stigmata, its abilities have already been fully demonstrated in battle. I let Bianca change out of it because the punching virus information inside the frame is yet to be completely neutralized. Using it will make her mind more unstable. A thorough tuning is necessary before it can be used again. Sorry. As for the Phantom Tracer Bianca brought back, Asimov taps on the light screen. A more core fragment appears in the center. Looks like it was formed from the punching virus heterometers. Does it have anything to do with Ascendance? No, the fragment appears to be merely a vessel for transmitting information. What really matters is the message it carries. It almost feels like someone was purposely using the fact that the punching virus could carry information. Actually, there's more than that. I must have overlooked something more important. The encryption method is beyond my knowledge, at least for now. Asimov frowns. He curls his index fingers to rub his temple. It's a piece of information. Can you track its source? I didn't have time to figure out its true origin. The first piece of deciphered information looks like a message. Asimov raises his hand, displaying the information to the screen. They seem like just a few pages of cryptic codes to you. Only one obscure message was deciphered from the codes. This is a gift in the name of the future. I don't know what it really means. The message does not quite make sense, but the familiar gray-haired girl suddenly appears in your mind. She waves at you with a bright smile, then walks away into the dazzling light. Speaking of it, you haven't seen her for a long time. Anyway, there are still a lot of unsolved mysteries regarding this fragment. I will continue analyzing it. Apart from the fragment, the production of mega weapons also needs to be prioritized. We have almost used up all the available inventory in this battle. Sorry. But we won. Hassan's brow seems to have relaxed a bit. He points to the casualty rate displayed on the screen. The final number is even lower than Gestalt's estimate. Like you said, the people who bring us hope are our most important resources. The battle outcome is exactly what we estimated. Most of the participants have survived. There's no better victory than this. The only regret is we could not retrieve Lethos' frame. I was already getting close to where Lethos sank, but a large number of hetero creatures suddenly appeared from the sea. When we cleared them up, his frame had already disappeared. Thinking back now, the hetero creatures were they purposely showed up to transfer Lethos' frame away before you get a hold of it. Correct. The only party that could do this was an agent. Only Ascendants or agents have the power to control such a vast number of hetero creatures. That enigmatic figure has once again been hiding behind multiple mysteries, manipulating the situation and reaping the outcomes they desired. Everybody knows death is not the end for that Ascendant who fell into the sea. Once again. I can only find Lethos' hairpin. I brought it back. Do you have any clue? It could just be your illusion, but Asimov seemed a little odd when she mentioned hairpin. That hairpin? It's past the sterilization process not long ago and was delivered. I left it in that box over there. Asimov looks back at the desk behind. He suddenly stops. You look in the same direction. There's a box on his desk, but it had been opened by someone. There's nothing inside. It was right here. Did anyone else come to this place other than us? Apart from you, there was only Rosa, who has been staying in the lab. Wait a sec. Rosa? Asimov raises his voice, calling out her name, but the timid purple-haired girl is not coming out of a pile of documents as she usually did. The box is carefully opened and put aside. Asimov looks at her and recalls the coincidental encounter between Rosa and Noan not long ago. He did not want to bring up the unimportant past, but he had forgotten that Rosa had always wanted to know the truth behind some things. He sighs to himself. Phew. No one walks out of the lab's door and lets out a deep breath in the empty corridor. The tests have placed a substantial burden on him, but he has been making maximum efforts to cooperate. Before leaving, he notices a purple braid sticking out from the corner, swinging along with its owner's movements. Whoever that is, they seem to be hesitating. He tries to walk away to a more crowded place. Not surprisingly, he hears rushed footsteps behind. One moment, please. Oh, is that Rosa? Hey, we finally see her. She finally gets art. Yay! There's something I'd like to ask you. Rosa? It's me. Sorry to disturb you. No problem at all. What can I do for you? No one turns back and looks at the little girl. Do you still remember last time? She mentioned how no one mistook herself for Lethos when he first came to the Science Council. It was my bad. Sorry. No, actually, I wanted to ask. Stuttering, the girl opens her palm to show Noan the hairpin that she had been closely holding against her chest. Do you know anything about this? This is... A shiver runs through Noan's heart as he cannot be more familiar with the object in her hand. It's Lethos' hairpin. It can only mean that... So don't forget to introduce yourself again the next time you see me. I'm afraid I won't remember you. Lethos is dead. Noan gazes at Rosa in silence. Seeing his expression, Rosa anxiously raises her voice. All I know is that there's an ascendant named Lethos. Everything about him is classified. Asimov didn't want to tell me anything. Not even his look, but did you say his name when you saw me on that day? No one realized what she's trying to ask. His first response is to turn her down. Sorry, but I can't tell you anything. I signed the confidentiality agreement. But... Large tears roll down the girl's cheeks. She begins to sob, mumbling words to beg him. Please, you're the only one I can ask. Wait, don't cry. Realizing Noan is a little shaken, Rosa begins to cry even louder. Slightly troubled, Noan scratches his head. He then gently crouches down in front of the sobbing girl. Rosa, I can't tell you anymore. He takes out a sketchbook and a pen from his backpack and begins to draw the look of Lethos. But I can draw him for you. Will this work? Yeah, thank you. She wipes away the tears, blurring her vision. Her eyes widen as she watches Lethos' face gradually appearing on the pale paper. I didn't add colors, but Lethos' hair and eyes are all purple, very similar to yours. He pulls the page off the sketchbook and passes it to Rosa. May I ask why this matters so much to you? I have another hairpin that looks exactly like this one at home, but it's a lot older. I don't know whether it's a part of Mother's memory or just one of the materials she brought back. She shakes her head, trying to cast away the mixed memories. She carefully holds the sketch and the hairpin in her palms. Can I take the sketch back? I won't let anyone find it, of course. Thank you. Please don't tell others what I asked. Sure, similarly, please don't tell others what I told you. No one put his fingers into his mouth. Rosa wipes off the tears on her chin, then nods with a smile too. It's a deal. Nobody tells anyone anything. Wait, hold up. Theory time. No spoilers. Don't spoil it in the comments. Don't spoil it in chat. Don't spoil it. This is just me theory crafting. And guessing and theory crafting. Is it possible that Rosa is Lethos' sister? Is Rosa Lethos' sister? Is that a thing? Is that the Is she? Because if she is, dude, that's some crazy shit. Yeah, it's our promise. It's our secret. Star of Life, Commandant's Ward. Vanessa sits silently on the hospital bed, gently touching the horrifying scar on her left eye. She picks up the damaged small terminal and opens an image folder hidden beneath with a command at its highest permission level. There are only a few images in the folder. Her hand pauses on the latest one. Ha, secret. She smiles in a self-mocking way, pulling the scar and bringing a faint, itchy pain. Before returning to Babylonia. Alright, I've got to go. Wait, there's one last thing. Vanessa waves her recording terminal. Grey Raven had a photo like this. Let's take one, too, for our final time together. Nobody expect her to say such words on a battlefield full of potential threats of a hetero creature. A photo? Fine then, this is the last time anyway. Teasel cannot understand why his former commandant wants to take a photo of a traitor, but he no longer has any desire to find out the reasons behind Vanessa's changes. He's already made up his mind to leave them. Bambinata, stand next to Teasel. Oh. Aw. Bambinata nods in obedience. She follows Vanessa's instruction to stand next to Teasel, striking a photo-taking pose. Teasel just turns sideways and crosses his arms. He keeps a poker face, but has not left. Hey. So that's the remaining Egret members, huh? Vanessa raises her terminal to put both of them in the viewfinder. Seeing the terminal screen, she makes another breezy smile, but never presses the shutter. What is she waiting for? Teasel looks over in confusion. Bambinata just keeps her hand up helplessly, maintaining her pose. Vanessa ignores Teasel's questioning look, but she just looks into the distance. At the very end of her vision, she can barely see a familiar pink figure on the distant coastline. Completely unaware of Vanessa's gaze, Liv rushes directly to the wounded constructs. Vanessa cannot see her face, but she can easily imagine her expression. Ah, Liv. It must be the same firm, determined look that once made her laugh, just like when she cut off her long hair in the factory ruins, when she said I won't flee in the ambulance. The Grey Raven in that ambulance reminded Vanessa of Teasel, who had gone missing. She has many dolls who died or fled from her hands, but never thought that one of them would come back and save her life. Perhaps it is already too late, but something has changed indeed. Ooh, Vanessa character development? Just when Liv enters the viewfinder, Vanessa presses the shutter, capturing the scene. Bambinata is still submissive, but Teasel no longer obeys orders. Vanessa still does not want to be in the photo. With Liv in the distance, the once glorious Egret has their first and last photo. They are going to part ways. Alright, it's over. Teasel looks away and walks in the opposite direction. He cannot hold it when walking past Vanessa. We will be enemies the next time we meet. I don't want to see a traitor again. Besides, once a throwaway doll, it is no different from dead to me. Vanessa feels her body is getting increasingly heavier. She no longer looks at Teasel, but raises her head and walks towards the temporary command center. Bambinata comes to Vanessa and helps her walk. She looks back to Teasel for one last time. Just pray we will never meet again. Someone is knocking on the door. Vanessa turns off the terminal screen and puts it face down on the blanket. A doctor of the Star of Life walks in with a report in his hand, followed by Celica, who is holding a fruit basket. His? Why is it showing a female NPC for a doctor then? What the hell? The results are out. Your recovery is progressing well, but the wound on your face may take some time to heal. As for your left eye, unfortunately, it was wounded too badly and didn't receive timely treatment. Its vision is completely lost and cannot be recovered. But considering your situation at that time, this is already the best outcome. I suggest you have the eyeball removed as soon as possible to avoid sympathetic ophthalmia. Once it's out, you can consider installing a prosthetic one. Celica thought Vanessa would blow up for this, but she just waves her hand as if she does not care at all. Whatever. The scar and prosthetic eye can serve as evidence, proving that it saved many lives, as well as that loser, not Curios. She casually runs her fingers through the hair on the side, giving her usual sarcastic smile. Hope that Chief can regret lying down for 3 months and doing nothing after seeing my face. If you say so, Not Curious just happens to be in the Star of Life helping Liv for a rehab. Would you like me to call him? Vanessa just sneers disdainfully. If that chief insists to apologize and thank me, I don't mind accepting it. But I hope that chief can show some sincerity and stand for at least an hour before coming in. That's what she said. What the? Commandant? Vanessa did save us in the evacuation of City 043. Without her and Bambinata to cover us, maybe everybody left in the conservation area would. I know. The medic construct mentioned the long-lost Vanessa showing up at the temporary command center, seriously wounded. She was in a coma for quite some time due to infection after being sent back to the Star of Life. When Vanessa appeared, she never talked about her injuries or what happened in the past few months. She just provided tactical assistance to the surrounded soldiers with Bambinata until the battle ended. After joining the main force, she was sent to the Star of Life. She was once in a coma due to the serious infection. I'll be there right away once you finish your treatments. Okay, are you also coming? Liv hesitates a little and shakes her head. You go first, Commandant. I'll visit her alone later. I heard Cecil defected. If she sees us together, I'm worried that she may... Understood. Okay, I'll just wait here, then I'll take you to her. Half an hour has passed after all the treatments were completed. You follow Celica to Vanessa's ward. What should I choose? Yeah, I'm gonna knock on it. Who's that? You hear Vanessa's voice. Unlike the mean, sarcastic impression she usually leaves, this time her hoarse voice sounds weak and lonely. It's me. What? The voice immediately changes to another tone, as if the loneliness was just your illusion. I'd like to apologize and thank you. Can I come in? Wait, I can't believe you're so rude. I said show some sincerity and stand for at least an hour before coming in. Not only didn't you stand long enough, you were also a full 34 minutes late. Is that how you treat someone who saved your life, Greyraven Commandant? Push the door open. Wait. Celica stops you. She moves closer and whispers. Commandant Vanessa suffered serious injury. She lost her left eye. In fact, she is close to being disfigured. Celica has a sympathetic look on her face. She has met Vanessa a few times before this. She must be feeling terrible, so... You recall every encounter with Vanessa. She was always glamorous, beautiful, keeping her elegance even during surface missions. For someone with so much pride. Let her calm down first. I'll just wait here. Another half an hour has passed. Gently knock on the door. You knock on the door again. This time she has not rejected you. Come in. After getting mentally prepared, you push the door open. You first smell a light fragrance, then see Vanessa sitting straight on her bed. Ayo? Oh, new design, huh? New clothes. Ayo? An eye patch kind of thing? Vanessa is mostly the same as how you remember her, but with subtle differences. She's dressed in a glamorous gown that looks out of place and and wearing near flawless makeup. You notice her delicate eyelashes and complicated but beautiful laced eye mask on her left eye. Still, you can see the horrifying scars under the mask if you look carefully. What are you looking at? Are you tired of your own eye too? She sounds as sarcastic as always. I think I know you. I kept me waiting for an hour. Definitely not for you. Vanessa throws back a sarcastic remark without mercy. You are an idiot. You are an idiot. You are an idiot. Couldn't even protect yourself. Even your constructs were eager to throw their lives away. If not for me, you wouldn't be able to stand here. Do you even know how messed up you looked when you lay on a junk bed in the basement? Do you know how much hassle you caused? Her words sound more aggressive than ever, as if you triggered something. Feels like she's just taking it out on me. Weren't you going to push the door in? Why aren't you talking now? Vanessa seems in a good mood as she begins to smile. She elegantly reaches out for water on the table in front. But she fails to pick up the white porcelain cup. In her hand, wrapped in bandage, just moves past the cup and misses it. She pulls the hand back out of instinct, splashing water that soaks the bandage on her perlicule. Forget about it. It's already cold. She quickly conceals it, but you still see a moment of frailty in her eyes. You grab the cup and pour her another cup of warm water, then pass it to her hand. Here's a hot one. Vanessa gives you a peculiar look. She's not rejected your offer, which is quite unusual, and holds the cup with both hands. Oh, so Vanessa's tsundere time, nah? Oh, so Vanessa being a mega tsundere now, huh? Grey Ribbon Commandant, being so submissive and obedient to me? This is definitely a new experience. I'm not used to this. She looks at her reflection in the cup and turns silent. After what seems like eternity, the silence is interrupted by door-knocking sounds. With a large bag in his hand, Simon peeks into the ward, followed by Bambinata. Master, I met Commandant Simon on the way. He said he wanted to visit you. How are you feeling, Vanessa? Oh, Chief, you're here too. Simon? You wave at Simon. He looks a little shocked when seeing Vanessa on the bed. What's going on today? All the losers having a reunion? Vanessa interrupts Simon before he can finish. Wow. Quick thing though, Simon the Giga Chad is here. Let's go! Simon the Giga Chad! Simon completely ignores Vanessa's sarcasm. He gently places the bag on the cabinet next to her bed. You should increase your vitamin intake. Recovering from major injuries can be quite challenging. Bambinata would like to thank Commandant Simon on Master's behalf. Bambinata had been standing aside quietly. She suddenly walks up and takes Simon's bag. Master would need this. Doctor has said so. Meanwhile, Simon has already begun to dig into the bag, taking out one item after another while explaining them to Vanessa. There are nutritious foods, books for killing time during rehab, gifts from survivors of the evacuation, and many other things. Vanessa still maintains her indifferent attitude, with occasional sarcastic comments. Still, she reluctantly makes Bambinata carefully put away the things Simon brought. Another new visitor has shown up in the room. Wow, this place is so busy. I didn't expect all of you to be here. Don't you have anything more important to do? We're on it right now. Nothing is more important than visiting my heroic senior. Harley Joe looks so genuine that Vanessa cannot get mad at him. Whatever. She tries to take a sip from the cup in her hand, covering her face with it. The four of you sit together, enjoying a rare moment of tranquility while reminiscing about the past in FOS. Since graduation, you have never had such a relaxing time to interact with your classmates, even during the official school reunions. Maybe the next time you can meet somewhere else other than the Star of Life. You bump into Bianca when you leave the Star of Life. Bianca? You nod to her. She smiles and nods in return. Commandant? You both continue to walk your own ways. A few constructs quickly run past, calling her name. Captain Bianca! Bianca's elegant but determined steps come to a halt. She pauses ahead, as if waiting for her members. You cannot help but stop walking and glance back, catching a glimpse of Bianca's smiling profile as she leans towards them. The purifying force you remember is always serious and distant. They do not want emotions to hinder their actions, for they know that one day they may have to turn their blades against their former comrades. I guess we will witness many more losses and farewells like this one in the future. But right now, they can stand together and walk forward like this. Something is changing, quietly but surely, just like burning flames. One day, all the encounters and separations will turn into a spark to light up the silent sea and guide the way to hope. Hey, yo! Nice. That's the end, man. Yo! Oh man, that was a great chapter. I loved it. That was a great chapter, man. That was a great chapter. I especially loved that tail half. I especially liked the second half of the chapter, as I felt like that second half of the chapter was super hype. I really loved that. I loved that second half of the chapter really built up the hype as well. But I also very much liked the more horror elements in this chapter as well, which is kind of fitting considering that it was Halloween. So I really enjoyed this chapter. I really loved this sort of horror elements as well in this. I really loved it. And you can honestly tell that Kuro really stepped up the presentation game. You can really tell that Kuro really stepped up the story presentation game in this chapter, because the cutscenes in this chapter were phenomenal. They are absolutely phenomenal. Multiple cutscenes, both high quality. Really love the action and the depiction of the events with the cutscenes. Really good cutscene direction. Also really love the live 2D art in the chapter as well. And yes, I do, and honestly, yeah, I do honestly know that I believe this was either the 2.5 anniversary, or was it 3-year anniversary or 2-year anniversary this patch came out. But whatever. But anyways, writing was phenomenal in this chapter. Really good characterization, loved it. Music was phenomenal as well. The usage of music was phenomenal in this chapter. And yeah, also it wasn't too long as well. Also, the chapter wasn't too long as well, so that's also a plus. It didn't drag out too long. Also, it didn't drag out too long, as opposed to Cinder Burns, which kind of dragged out a little too long. Although I guess it does make sense why Cinder Burns did drag out a little longer than it did, because they had to introduce and build up the backstory of a completely new character, and Known, as Known never had an interlude before. So yeah, I guess. Well, Bianca's already an established character, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, overall, love the chapter, love the presentation, love the music, loved everything about it. And honestly, I would rate this chapter. I would say I would rate it below. I'd rate it top 4 chapter, honestly. Honestly, I would rate this a top 4 chapter. Not gonna lie. This is honestly a top 4 chapter. With the first being Surviving Lucium, Kowloon Metropolis, and The Last Spark, in that order. It's honestly really good. Round of applause for Kuro, man. Round of applause. Anyways, that's it from me today for the story here to guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed reading this story together with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember to stay humble and be kind to people. And remember to like and subscribe. And also comment if you want to. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Later.